Chris, you ready?
I'm ready.
What's up, y'all? We back with another episode of Spill the Tea TV, and I have my guy from East Orange, New Jersey.
Yeah, Chris Patrick, it's me from East Orange.
Yes. Hey, let's go, let's get it. So, I know y'all are wondering, why do we have this... Oh, I got my nails on the camera. They done broke out. Why we have this Popeyes box in front of our board? Why do we have it in the camera?
Why do we have it in the camera?
Bruh, because I heard you be eating Popeyes biscuits dry and you'll just devour them. Like, you'll be eating all six, no water, nothing, just straight.
Them shits are great.
They're great.
They're amazing.
What I have for you is I am going to set a timer for 1 minute, and I want you to eat all 6 of these Popeyes biscuits dry.
Nah, you better be ready to call the emergency, the 911, the ambulance or some shit.
Now, we do have...
Oh, my God.
Hand sanitizer.
Oh, shit.
Are you ready?
No. All right, since this is a challenge and I'm competitive as fuck, I'm going to go through this and go crazy. Let's go.
Get it. Go.
Oh, my God. Holy fuck. Yo,
No, keep going. You got 5 more.
Oh, fuck.
We got them from the ghetto Popeyes, y'all. They's a little bit hard.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my God.
Okay. You got 30 seconds left. You only on biscuit number 1 still?
Yeah.
You need some jelly?
Nah. That's gonna make it nasty, but like, yo. Like, what the?
You need some milk?
I'm still on the first one. Like, this is crazy. I ain't done this in some time. That's crazy.
15 seconds? What you doing?
I'm still waiting on the first one. Like, I'm dying.
10, 9, 8.
Oh, my God.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Y'all. Okay, y'all. So first off, I went to the one on Cascade. They was out of biscuits, and I had to go to the other one down the street on the other side of Cascade. I think y'all just don't go to Popeyes on Cascade. I'm sorry to bash y'all business, but
Bro, just don't go to Popeyes. Don't go to Popeyes, bro.
it's all good. It's all good. So we got a blunt for you once we wrap it up and get off camera. So shout out to you for at least attempting to break through the biscuits.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now. I'm never eating biscuits from Popeyes ever again.
Bruh, did we stop your reign? Oh, my God. I'm sorry. Okay.
It's never over a minute. It's always like, I'll be just chilling on my business. I did it over like 10 minutes. A minute, though? Too much pressure.
So I have another challenge for you, okay? Since I see when you be rapping with your hands like you be playing them. Mm-hmm. So, and I read in the Pigeons and Planes interview that your mom used to give you like words to rap to when you were younger. So I know that probably helped you a lot with like your lyricism and being spot on and improv. So I'm going to give you a word.
Okay.
You can spit a little 16 to it, all right?
Okay.
All right, so let's do monkeypox.
I don't know how I feel about that one. We got to pick another word.
Another word?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel.
Okay. All right, how about, since you got your project coming out right now called X-Files.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you want me to drive out X-Files?
Yep.
Okay. 18 months it took the X-Files declassified. That's been the best files. Trying to go get me a little bad. That's a check file. I gotta get it. I'm out here trying to get it. Speaking of you know what I want you to do? Throw out random words. Keep it going. Yeah, keep it going. So my mind will just keep moving.
All right, Olivia.
Okay. Ain't nobody fuck with us. Olivia the greatest with the PR. She a publicist. Go ahead. Just keep spitting them out. I swear to God, I got you.
Greatest rapper alive.
Greatest rapper alive. I ain't trying to be no a-hole. Fuck Kendrick Lamar, even J. Cole. That's me. I'm top 5. Not Oz. Say no, I love Kendrick and J. Cole for sure.
What about New Jersey? Last one.
070. That's the place that I come from. I ain't never been the one with them dumb dumbs. We went from the summer to all the times in the cold to realize that just Jersey boys can never even fold. Some shit like that. Very great. I gotta watch my cussing. I'm so sorry.
You good. Now, I've been following you for quite some time. You and your whole Crossroads
For sure.
gang collective. So how did you just hone in that cult-like following that you have? Because people be like, oh, Chris Patrick. Then you like have people like playing trivia and trying to ask questions about you, and you have like a whole unlocked thing on your website. So how did you get people just to hone in on you as supporters?
I think I just put myself out there as a person. I'm gonna be real. I really watched a lot of this from Cole, to be honest. Cole was very, 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 very out there for the people, like all the time. Like he just was always present with the people. And I kind of watched him, and I watched kind of the Dreamville mode, and I just kind of put myself out there. And over the time of me putting myself out there, I just put out random facts over time. I didn't know it was going to be using trivia, but it is cool to watch people get the 10s out of 10s who have been watching for like 2-3 years and just getting that right. So that's fire to me. But honestly, I just put it out there, and I interact with everybody.
That is fire. That is fire. So going from Lost Files, you had an EP, and I love the rollout how you did all the freestyles before dropping the EP. So going from Lost Files, and now we're transitioning to X Files. So what's like the difference between the two?
So I feel like Lost Files was more so a preparation. It's like, well, you know, you go out to the restaurant, you don't just get the food, you get the appetizer.
Right.
And that was the whole thing. Like, I want to give a little appetizer to people so they could have that, and then they could go into the entree. Now, this is a new restaurant. We ain't really been here before, so you got to try appetizer to even see what the food is like. I know there's people who don't know about me, but I know they like the Lost Files. So if you like the Lost Files, rock with X Files, because it's literally that to a greater extent over 14 tracks.
Okay. And in X Files, you talk a lot just about like mental health and like finding yourself and bouncing back from whatever you went through and fighting demons.
Damn.
So would you say like, what do you think like black men in hip hop deal with like mentally? Like
alcohol and Popeyes Biscuits. That's what I think. I think truthfully, I think there's a lot of pressure to be successful, especially from coming from past generations. I think the idea that a lot of us as black men come from spaces that may not have been conducive to success prior to. When you first see it, especially like if you're the first of your time to see success to that level, there's no guidebook for this. You're just kind of winging it, hoping that what you're doing is right. Obviously, you're going to mess up and make mistakes as we move through this, but like, I think that's the biggest struggle, trying to make a name for yourself while also reaping the benefits of what's going on. As crazy as it is, the person who pioneers it usually isn't the person who sees the greatest reward. It's usually the people after that. So like, I think as a black man moving through this, the goal is to obviously understand that this is bigger than just me and realize that I'm just, you know, literally planting seeds and hoping that these trees grow to give shade for somebody else type shit. Like, that's really my whole thing, you know?
Okay. And then like when you open up X Files, it's like you were asking the question like, where does your happiness lie?
Oh, you tapped in. I thought I was tripping when you said X Files, but let's go. I'm rocking.
I just feel like you asked that question to yourself.
Yeah, that's like, really me. You got a lot of questions on X Files?
I really like the entire project. I feel like you just gave us so many different blends and genres and feels. Cause it's like, oh, it's a song I can play when I'm in my feelings. Oh, it's a song when I feel like, dang, I should have been on the phone with my therapist, or man, I'm losing it, or yeah. I love my niggas, I love my gang. But then it's like, nah, I won't rock with them ops. Like,
oh my God, you really rock with the project. All right, cool. So I guess with that intro track, it really did start with me kind of questioning myself, because wow, nobody's ever asked me that. For everyone who's heard the project, nobody's ever asked me that. They always like, who are you talking to when you say that? But I'm really talking to myself, because like in the place, damn, I never talked about this before, but like that place of where I wrote that from was like thematically where it sits on the project. You sat through the whole thing, right? You know where it is, like Rooftops. I've never spoken on this, but that intro is like the moment on Rooftops, right before the outro hits, like making that decision, like, yo, where does your happiness lie? What is it that you actually feel as a person? What is it that you're trying to achieve? What matters most to you? So yeah, I was asking myself, wow, that's crazy. Nobody ever asked me that.
If you want to take us through the walk through the project, you can, because then it goes into gang activity, which you've been pushing for a minute. And it's like, if you really from the hood, or you really got your niggas or your folks that you rock with, y'all act like a family. Like somebody bring home the bag, and it's for all of y'all. So
I guess the best way to really describe it, I guess the intro is really the ending. Essentially, that's really like that's the preface to where we about to go with this whole thing. Like, we really paint the whole story of where this project is about to go in the intro. And I guess we start from there, you know, gang activity. Like, literally, like you said, like, we all come from different walks of life and stuff. But I know for myself, like, just me and all my homies growing up where we, like, grew up, East Orange, West Orange, South Orange, all that. We all just came together. That was our family, essentially. And we just kind of figured out how to be great every day. I mean, there was a lot of buffoonery. I know for me, myself, I kind of stayed out of the way a lot of times. I was an observer, but it wasn't like everything that was happening with my mans wasn't a part of my life, because like I'm seeing you every day and we with each other every day, and like I'm noticing changes in you as you growing, and that, you know, that's what it is. And through those changes as we grow, we move into something like snakes. You see people start to weed out and stuff like that. And I ain't gonna lie, not every nigga your nigga.
Not everybody solid.
And it's like, that's something I had to learn very quickly. And the way I got through that, up now, obviously I'm grinding on myself. I'm watching myself grow through this process. And I think that's where a lot of the jealousy and the whole thing started to happen as I started to see a lot of things go up for myself. I know other people weren't really the fondest of it. I think it's all love now. Yeah. But I know in the moment, especially
people can't understand it sometimes, maybe.
They can't. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, Jersey don't got a pipeline for artists. So one man's treasure is, like that's every man's treasure. Yeah. Oh, he going crazy. I'm gonna just do what he doing, or I'm gonna try to stifle this man. So like, I'm gonna be real. I don't really sound like a lot of Jersey artists. I kind of stayed out of the way of all that. And it helped me just carve my own way through this, I
was going to ask you about the New Jersey rap scene, so I'm glad you spoke on that.
It's very, very different than what I do, per se. I definitely think there are pieces that I infuse into my own stuff that I think can show love to a lot of that. But I try to stay out of the way. Like, I just be trying to do what I got to do for myself. Because I know how competitive it is. It's dog-eat-dog world. Like, everybody in Jersey just want to get to it, you know what I'm saying? And that's where I think a lot of the snake stuff started happening. Well, up now, it was like, all right, I'm starting to see the changes for myself. Like, this is amazing. Forget everything else that's going on. I'm separating myself from that.
Right.
And I'm finding my way.
You can't go back to what you were, and you're set for it.
And now there's a benefit of that. You going up and stuff like that. But I know for myself, it's crazy. I feel like I'm getting like interviewed like on some deeper level. Yes. This is crazy. But like as I was going up and all this stuff, I'm starting to like it's good. It's good to go up and stuff like that. But I realized that the changes again. You see what I did there?
Yeah, there we go.
The changes, what I'm saying, wasn't for everybody. This whole project is about self-forgiveness before I continue any further. So I feel like a lot of this whole journey is watching the growth over 3 years and just being able to forgive myself for the moments where like I just wasn't the greatest, and realizing that as, to bring it back to your point about black men in this industry, we just growing. We trying to figure it out.
Right.
Because I'm not going to lie, changes. My shorty just called, said she done with the drama. She don't rock with the transformation that come with the comma. Like, shout out my shorty, but
shout out her for staying down for real.
For real, that's my dog.
Hard.
That's my dog, my best friend. She it was rough watching her adjust to like some cool stuff that was happening, and I know for a fact as things were adjusting, I didn't really know myself like that. So like I feel like I was just all over the place, not really knowing where my head was at a lot of times, and I'm watching this happen. Lead Me On. That's my favorite one.
I love that one. I feel like that one just makes me want to get sexy and dance. It makes me wanna go out. You have to put that one out in Atlanta for real.
Yeah, I'm trying. Listen, I hear you. Because, like, obviously, like, before this, I had a project, and it was really just rap. And I knew that a lot of folks was coming in with rap. But my whole thing about this project that's mad important to me is I want to make it inclusive to everybody. So, like, we 5 tracks in. We got Lead Me On now, the whole vibe switch. When we did a playback session in L.A., I watched everybody be like, oh, what is this?
Like, you do have some R&B on there, and it's crazy because I saw you did the R&B Only Fest with Dende, and then I see people tweeting like, "Oh, Chris Patrick is R&B. Oh, he raps, but he does R&B." Yeah. Like,
I grew up in an R&B crib. That's really what it was. Like Earth, Wind, and Fire. Well, sorry, Mary J. Blige and Earth, Wind, and Fire were played very heavily. Obviously, Mary being the more R&B, but the Earth, Wind, and Fire stuff that was playing a lot of times, it sticks in my head now. Like, rap wasn't the first thing I listened to when I was growing up. So, like, Lead Me On, just to double down on my shorty, I remember we had a conversation one time as we was shooting a video, and she was just like, yo, I never signed up for this. And, like, I was mad, but, like, actually she didn't. Like, she just signed up to be with a good individual at the all day. I didn't think all this stuff that was changing was going to really affect, I swear to God. So, like, that's really where that song really come from. It's really cool how the message is deep on that, but it still make you want to get sexy and get outside. That's really important.
Really important.
After that is Last Time, because you know how it be. Like,
yeah, we gotta leave somebody alone.
Yeah, sometimes I ain't know last time was the last time.
But she broke it off with you. She's the one that said it was the last time.
Yeah. I ain't, cause we get in arguments and stuff. We over here X, Y, and Z. It's like, dang, I ain't know you was dead serious this time. And that's when I started seeing a lot of shifts in like my life. I'm like, whew, okay, well, you're not here anymore. What am I gonna do? And I'm, working through the process of trying to like identify to myself, like what does it mean to be Chris Patrick?
Right.
Like that, what does that mean? So like that was a really, 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 really crazy moment for me, and I'm glad I was able to put it in a song because that song fire.
Yeah,
that song
it's fire.
That song fire.
It is hard.
After that, Useless. So Useless is interesting too because when I was going through a couple of things I was going through with my girl, it was like, dang, like I just want to be a good person to you, and I feel like I'm letting all this whole music stuff like really just alter my mind and how I'm, like my perspective of how I'm seeing the world and stuff like that.
I'm just happy that you feel like she's worth it.
Oh yeah, that's my baby.
What I'm saying?
Yeah, that's my baby for sure. That's my baby. Like on everything. Like I like, man, I still live my way over here. Like, yo, if I could be a stay-at-home dad and just make lunches and sweep, I'd do that. Like, that's my baby.
Jesus,
for sure.
please send me a guy that feels like this about me. I beg of thou. Yes.
I just hope that if God sends you a guy like that, he do eat Popeyes biscuits. Like, I hope he, like, every night he get a whole box and he eat them right in your face. See, look at you.
How hard these are. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And that's what you had me eating.
God.
That's the problem. I took one bite and I said, "Oh, I'm about to lose it. This is it. This is it." Exactly. You see that?
This is what Popeyes in Atlanta is like.
See, Popeyes in Jersey
Popeyes
don't hit
on
like
West
this.
Side.
So real quick before we continue, my grandmother, to get a story about this, my grandmother used to always order Popeyes. It was Popeyes. It was KFC or Popeyes, one of the two. And I think about actually started with KFC, the KFC biscuits and stuff like that. We always get them. I used to ask my grandpa, like, yo, could you get extra biscuits? And like I used to have all my cousins in the crib sometimes. So like we get but so much chicken and then we just eat biscuits. But I used to love the biscuits. I used to pray that nobody was eating biscuits because I used to. Eventually went from KFC to Popeyes. I think Popeyes biscuits are definitely better than KFC.
Okay.
But like that's just something that inherently never left me. And I only eat Popeyes biscuits now. So you actually had me break my fast of what I'll be eating these things for is when we're doing the final masters to the project. Like once we were in the final mixing stage, I sit down, I eat some Popeyes biscuits. And every time, so my engineer right now currently is Elton. Shout out Elton in Chicago.
Shout out to him.
He turned around and was like, "You ain't about to eat no biscuits, bruh." I said, "Yes, the hell I am." And I brought the biscuits, and he looked at me and was like, "Yo, something wrong with you, bruh." I said, "Listen, this is just a tradition. I do this. It's what it is." But he made a moment of it on Twitter, so that was hilarious.
That was so hilarious. And then I know Insane. I know you had put that one out early too.
Yeah. So Useless and Insane kind of go hand in hand.
Okay.
After all the stuff that was happening, because like I touched on the whole thing with my girl, but like that whole moment of the last time and leaving you on, it was kind of almost more reflective of like a lot of things happening in like other relationships with like my friends and stuff. Like it felt like they was like kind of losing me as an individual, and I feel like I was losing myself for real, for real. Like one of my closest friends is Miz, so he always be keeping me in check when stuff like that be happening. But me and him had talks, and he was just like, "Yeah, bro, you gotta keep your balance and all this stuff." And like he really helped me like, really figure a lot of this stuff out. But Useless, it was an interesting moment for me because I think I was trying to get something going and I didn't attend a meeting, and one of my homegirls, Asia, she tweeted on me and I was just like, dang, that really brought me to earth. It made me remind myself like, why am I doing this? Like I'm over here not attending meetings, I'm not being present. I don't think I've missed a meeting since then. I think I was late to her meeting the other day, like one time, but I have not missed a meeting since. Like she really kicked on me really, really bad.
Okay.
And like the one thing that's crazy is because my girl be telling me a lot of stuff, so when my friends tell me it too, I'll be like, girl was right.
Yeah.
And so I'm just over here in my mind like, I got to work on myself. So at that point, I'm over here just trying to like figure out where in my life I need to do, like where I need to go to find purpose. And toward the end of the song, I'm like, yeah, I finally got it. Crazy thing happened to me. My cousin actually ended up killing himself by accident with his gun. So that's where the whole ending of Useless was into Insane.
Sorry.
You know, I don't mean to just dismiss it, but like, you know, in my heart, I kind of like moved off from it. And the reason why they kind of go hand in hand together is because as I'm going through this space of success, or what I'm feeling is success, I'm trying to find my own purpose in life. Parallel, my cousin, who I haven't checked on in X amount of time, just had this happen to him. So it's like, for me, it's a crazy parallel how like I'm thinking this and then this actually happens. And I just was like, yo, that's rough. And then through that moment, as we go into Insane, it's more of a reflection of just like a lot of folk I lost. Because I'm not going to lie, in the process of creating this project, it spans over 3 years, but in the process of me creating it over 18 months, I realized like how detached I got as a person. I get really bad. Like I'm not gonna lie, I got 2 phones.
Okay. And
like I got like some close people in here, but like I got my girl in here. So like a lot of times I'll just put this one away and I'll pull this one out. I just text my girl, yeah. Because like she really checked me on just the idea like, yo, you gotta come back to earth. Like this is not everything.
You gotta be a human again.
You gotta be human. And I'm not gonna lie, I think for a lot of people in this industry, we do tend to turn off what it really means to be people. Like, we got to really do a better job of that. And I feel like I was in Insane, I was going through that. And the bad part about Insane is at the end, we start going into this like the liquor, the drugs, it gets crazy and Oasis, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I was just trying to find it. Like, it is a 3-year project, so, like, it did start from, like, end of college, and it continued into this. Like, my grandpa passed away. He was actually, he dabbled with the liquor. He definitely got into it. So, like,
yeah,
I
my
feel
grandfather, too, so.
You know, I feel like maybe all our grandfathers did, you know what I'm saying? We might have be some hereditariness that happened, but I definitely feel like that hereditary stuff is real, and I feel like I definitely picked up some of them habits, and I wasn't really proud of them, and rather than confront a lot of my feelings, that I was having, ultimately, I just kept doing more stuff to just distract me from it.
Yeah.
And then we hit Fly Away. I was with the homies in
I
LA.
love that song. I love your
I'm glad
singing
you do.
on that song.
I'm glad you do. Thank you so much.
And I feel like that one can hit like a chart of a different genre.
Yo, that's the whole thing. I just want to make, because I feel like as a people, again, like I know for a fact that I'm a ever-growing person, and it doesn't make sense for me to just describe my life as one thing. I like to have the music kind of embody exactly that moment. Like Oasis feels like a house party vibe that's on some like on something very calm, whereas Fly Away, it goes up. That was my first time ever trying shrooms, and when I tell you, yeah, like that whole, you ever tried shrooms before? That's my friend Alex Bannon. She's from Chicago. I had her do that just to symbolize how just amazing that moment was for me, because like I really felt like this. I was happy as what, but like in the back of my mind, I'm thinking to myself like, yo, what is going on? Like I'm losing it right now. And I remember my homies watching me. They was like, yeah, you tripping. Yeah. But they just was like, hey, bro, we gonna hold you down when it's all done, like when it's all over and stuff like that. So I was just like, hey, bro, appreciate y'all. So I just kind of was rocking with it like that. The next one, Oakland Interlude. So we initially made Seattle. We had a project before the Seattle Interlude. We just kind of really dived deep into the toxicity of relationships, which is super, super fire. The first half is, to be honest, Seattle and Oakland are usually about like one of my homies who's going through some craziness of his thing. But it's like, even as I'm looking at the craziness of my homie's life, I'm trying to own parallels with me. Like, even as me and my girl was going through some of this stuff, it's like, yo, I'm still gonna slide on you on that Uber to me time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we trying to figure this out. And it calls back to even to lead me on. It's like, you know, like, if I'm not who you said you want, then why'd you lead me on to, you know, like, it's not my fault. This is what you said you wanted.
Right.
But then as we move into the next song, Scared, it's more so like me even realizing like I'm too prideful as a person. Like I got to drop that. And I think
that's how a lot of men are.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think as a whole, like when it comes to just like love and stuff and all of this, I think we put up walls because we be scared to really like tap in with that type of stuff. Or perhaps growing up, we really didn't see a lot of that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like.
And then you know the whole thing where as far as like men aren't supposed to have emotions and feelings and cry.
Yeah, that's a real thing. Folks really be going through that, and all the stuff, all the shenanigans that we get into and stuff, it kind of like makes us jaded, and we don't always like really see the truth at the end of the day. So like you find yourself, even play back to the intro, like you find yourself in a grave full of hate and drugs. It's like, dang, I could have did so much more for myself if I just applied it the way I should have. So like through that whole record of Scared, I'm just like, I had a moment with my girl. I just told her like, hey, like I don't think I know how to effectively love as a person, but I'm going to work at that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna lie. Like shout out my shorty, shout out Mira. She really taught me how to love, like receive love, how to give love, and I'm obviously like, I don't know if it's obvious, but I'm working on self-love. Like, that's the most important thing.
I could tell through the project.
Yeah.
He's talking about that a lot.
That was everything to me. Like, just trying to detach myself. Like, taking them shots with y'all was fun because it's like, all right, I'm doing this because we about to do this pot of fire versus 6-7 months ago, it would have been like, all right, I'm probably going through something today anyway. Like, let's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was belligerent. Like, it was wild. It was wild. And, like, you know, through that Scare record, I really just had to come to terms with, like, a lot of, like, things that I was really feeling that I talked to her about. And I was just like, hey, bro, like, I'm be real. I'm in it with you. I'm sorry I haven't been able to, like, do that. But, like, I'm here now. I'm trying to really just be better for myself. Like, I ultimately, at the end of the day, me being better for her starts with me being better for myself. So if I'm better for us, like, better for myself, I'm better for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then Rooftops, we bring it back to the intro again. Where's the happiness lie? And it's just the understanding. It's crazy because at the time when I wrote that, we wasn't together, but like the resolve is like we together and we working toward a lot of amazing things. And with Rooftops, it was more so like me essentially forgiving myself. Like, yo, this pain don't last here forever. Like, you shouldn't make a decision. You shouldn't make a permanent decision over something that's temporary in terms of the feel. So like that whole moment for me was just amazing because I was like, all right, cool. Like, I finally found peace with a lot of this stuff. Like, I left it open-ended because obviously, you know, we still writing the story as we come through with all this stuff, but it was amazing journey. Like, the whole project is an amazing journey. And in terms of all the stories, it's an amazing journey of just like self-forgiveness. That's everything. Like, all right, cool. With all these changes that happen and there's no guidebook to how you get to that top point, like, how do you ultimately find peace with yourself? You got to forgive yourself, especially if you're the first of your own doing all this. Like, not that other people in my family haven't done like amazing things, but like for me and my homies, essentially, I'm like one of the like first people, like not one of the first people, but I'm definitely one of the pioneers for like just pushing for doing whatever you want to do type thing. And like being the person that eyes are on, it's easy to make mistakes. I can't tell you how many I've made, but it's just me holding myself accountable and trying to be better every day. I ain't perfect at all, but
so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, black man, for getting through it.
Yeah, I'm trying.
So I know they say like the suicide rate for black men is like one of the highest. So
it's
I'm
crazy.
glad that you. It seems like in this project you held yourself accountable for a lot of things, and it's like you. And it's like you listen to people. I feel like some people don't listen. You know?
I'm so like people could text me a whole 10 paragraph. They could honestly, you could write me a book right now, and I could read the whole book and won't remember anything. But if you say this one distinctive line to me, I'm going to literally live off it, and I'm going to build off it. Because there's like everything everybody says is important, but it's just like rap. Like you want them captionable lines. Folks be hitting me with them captionable bars, and I'll be like, Jesus, like I gotta really improve myself. You know what I'm saying? So I remember everything. Like I remember everything that's really, really important to me. I be creeping her out when I be telling her how I be remembering certain things that I be telling her, and she be like, "You be listening?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do. I be remembering."
Good. That's so
you know
good.
What I'm saying? To actually be honest, the project started this day. It's June 30th, 2019. I think the best way to sum it up is that's the day I started to like really practice self-forgiveness. That's the process of that journey. Like just trying to learn to like, hey, bro, it's okay. You good.
That's good. Like I said, I am so proud of you, and thank you so much for coming by Spill the Tea TV, man. Hey, I'm sorry about the biscuits.
You gonna eat them?
Gotta forgive me. No.
See, that's the problem. Like you got
That's
me.
probably
up
why I
here.
ain't got no booty. I don't be eating biscuits, but I don't be eating hard biscuits. So you know that's another thing.
So like, what made you say like I'm gonna go get these biscuits?
Cause I really wanted to see you. They said you be eating dry biscuits. And I really wanted to see
I do
it.
be eating dry biscuits, but I've never been timed dry biscuits. Like, come on, let's do it together. You got a half, I got a half. Let's do it together. Come on.
All right.
Yep.
1, 2, and.
Yeah, first bite. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's like a brick.
All right, guys.
This is a lot of work.
That's a wrap. I'm gonna be talking with retainers in my mouth.
This is ASMR.
Y'all make sure y'all follow Chris Patrick and Tika, and make sure y'all get X-Files right
August
down below.
10th.
Make sure you stream. And shout out Spill the Tea TV. Shout out Chris, and we out.
You lucky they got ass, because I would have been cursing up a storm if it, I swear to God.